9/11 conspiracy theories, you can never escape them, and the sheer number of theories and allusions to the events of 9/11 could fill a book. However, some 9/11 theories are simply,
whoa, that guy said 9/11, wow dude, 9/11 confirmed.
And then some of them are rather plausible with multiple clues and hints leading you to go, huh. Well, when you put it like that. And so with that, we have a theory today that suggests Stewie Griffin, the Untold Story film, is actually an allusion to 9/11. While some of you may simply put this theory down to coincidence, I honestly think this is one of the more plausible theories out there. I mean, especially compared to the Meg is Stewie's biological mother debacle. Oh, we'll get onto that one at some point. Before we get into the evidence of this theory though, we need to visit the context, which involves the Family Guy creator, Seth MacFarlane. But before we get onto that, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty.
Hello, nice to see you. It's been a long time, you're just as lovely as you used to be. How's your new love? Are you happy? Hope you're doing fine. Just to know it means so much to me.
Family Guy creator Seth MacFarlane was actually booked on one of the planes that hit the Twin Towers from Logan Airport, and he only missed the flight because he was hungover, and it was only due to him being a few minutes late that saved his life. Talk about luck, right? It was such an important event that fans thought that it was the direct inspiration for the film's plot of Stewie having a near-death experience in which the tower fell on top of him near the pool. Later in the film, Stewie meets his future self, and in doing this he discovers that his future image is not what he anticipated because of the near-death experience. So from this we know that the film is about reflection on a near-death experience, much like Seth MacFarlane had in real life with the 9/11 close call. The film is also peppered with interesting snippets of dialogue such as here goes my best worst Stewie impression. Well then, it seems there's only one thing to do. I must ensure that I never had that close call with the lifeguard tower in the first place. Also, no, it's not my fault. My whole life has been a mess ever since that near-death experience. This clearly establishes that Stewie's near-death experience with a falling tower came back to haunt him in later life. Perhaps this is overthinking, but this could refer to Seth MacFarlane's feelings towards 9/11. He had originally stated that the event did not mean as much to him as it first did to others, and it is possible that this episode reevaluates those feelings. I think there could be some validity to this theory though, because if MacFarlane had been on that flight, Family Guy would have just been a funny but failed sitcom with reruns on Adult Swim. The show didn't blow up until after it was arrived in 2004-2005, and right around the time the Stewie movie came out. If I were him looking back, that would probably throw me into some heavy thinking too. This is further anchored by an episode from season 11 I think, or season 10, named Back to the Pilot, one of my favourite episodes personally, where present Brian tells past Brian about 9/11 and he prevents it from happening, even being on one of the planes that would have hit the Trade Center. It's further reinforced by, yes, I did it, I stopped the tower from falling, what the deuce? Throughout the episode, as I mentioned, there are lines that reference a falling tower at the pool. Stewie's goal was to go back in time and stop the tower's collapse, right? Well, perhaps this line also references Seth MacFarlane's feelings towards the events of 9/11 in the fact that first the incident didn't mean as much, but skipping ahead in time it had affected his life more than he had imagined. While some may suggest this is more of an interpretation than a theory, it certainly is interesting to think about. Before we end, there will be a link in the description to all the sources that helped make this video for research and whatnot. I almost slipped into a Cleveland Brown impression. You don't want to hear my Cleveland Brown impression. Maybe I should make a video on doing really bad Family Guy impressions because everyone else on YouTube seems to like completely have it nailed down. Maybe I should just do a video where it's like really bad. But as a final cherry on the cake, future Stewie's address features the numbers 1109, which is the date of September 11th, aka 9/11, except it's in a British format of a day instead because Stewie has a British accent, so we assume he is British. although it hasn't really ever been solved that if he is British or not, because the recent episode made it clear that he was putting on that accent. I don't know, the universe is very weird. But anyway, by doing some simple calculations of 1 plus 1 plus 0 plus 9, we get 11. Two 11s appear to look like the Twin Towers. The number 11 is also significant because 9/11 took place on September 11th, and September is a word with 9 letters in it. 9 is significant because September is the 9th month of the year, and it has 9 letters in it. Coincidence? I think